Hello traders, it's your one and only forex skill coach Team Legend, and I'm super excited having you guys here. Alright, if this is your first time on my channel, could you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on also so that you do not miss out a single thing, because here in this channel all we post are ways to win in the forex markets. Okay, so hit the subscribe button now, turn the notification bell on. All right, if you've done that, congrats to you, welcome to the family. First of all, before I proceed, I want to let you know that we have just entered the month of December, and from the entire BBFA, I want to wish you all a happy new month and Merry Christmas in advance. Okay, and then secondly, I want to tell you guys that the free VIP signal for everybody is about to kick off. Okay, so if you haven't joined my Telegram channel, you want to make sure you go straight to the description below right now, description of this video. The first link is my Telegram channel. Click on it because you don't want to miss out the free VIP signals that we are going to be posting out to everybody this December. Christmas signal for everybody. All right, now if you guys remember the last strategy that I posted, or the last video that I posted, the 5-box strategy, foundation strategy. Okay, so I made that based on PC. Okay, and a lot of you are kind of like, Tim, I really need to learn how to use this on my phone. Okay, so that is why I'm bringing a strategy here again for mobile users. Okay, so if you get to observe, you notice that currently I'm on kind of like a lot of trades right now. All right, I'm on a lot of trades right now, and one interesting thing about this strategy is that this one, you do not require indicators. You're working strictly with your boxes and foundations. So if you haven't watched that video where I taught you guys about foundations, okay, you want to make sure you go and watch that video right now. All right, you want to make sure you go and watch that video right now so that you learn what I mean by foundation, because I'm not going to waste my time talking about that here. All right, so that video is an intensive about 30 minutes video where I taught how to know the foundation of the markets, how to know who is in power in the markets, because you always want to trade with whoever that is in power, right? So this strategy now talks about you using a simple box to map out the foundations of the market. All right, the purpose of that foundation is to let you know that wherever price creates a new foundation, or wherever price finds a new foundation in the past, there's every tendency that in the nearest future is going to revisit that foundation. So you want to take advantage of that foundation. All right, so what you want to do is you want to first of all bring out your box on various foundations. Okay, I call it the 5-box foundation strategy, but your box can actually be more than 5 depending on how many foundations you see on your screen. All right, I ought to put another one here. All right, so you want to map out all the foundations you see. In that video, I taught you guys that when a foundation is about to be formed, you would notice what we call a range. All right, there's usually a range, and before you see the foundation form, so these are usually the ranges. You see all the ranges. So whenever you notice this range, it creates a new foundation in the market, and there's every tendency that after the range, wherever price chooses to direct to, there's every tendency that in the nearest future is going to come back to that zone. Okay, so that is why I mapped out all these various boxes you have here. All right, so what I do is once I notice a new set of range, I bring out a new box for it. Okay, so when I took this first trade that I took here, this was my very first trade that I took. Okay, when I took that trade, I noticed that price was within this foundation. Okay, sorry, this was where price was at that time. Okay, so I took that trade and then price began going up for a while. I knew that it was always going to come back to this same foundational zone. So you want to always make sure you make use of your cross, this cross. Okay, so whenever you notice a new foundation that has been created, you want to observe how price is moving, and then understand that whenever price is on its way coming back down, it would likely want to visit this foundation again. So with this cross, you'll be able to figure out all the way from here. You know that, okay, this is the foundation and this is the previous foundation. So which means there's likely another foundation to be created here anytime soon in the nearest future. So as you see, when I noticed that foundation being created, I wanted to allow price to spike out of this box first before I take a trade, but it did not spike out, rather it began going up. So I was patient enough to see price coming back down and got back in within this foundational zone. Okay, so I took that trade at this era, believing that price was likely wanting to go to this foundation or this foundation again. All right, so I told you that anywhere price creates a foundation, it would likely want to visit it again in the nearest future. Okay, so now sometimes you can visit it, the foundation again in between the box. Sometimes you can visit it above the box, sometimes you can visit it below the box. That's the end of the box or the head of the box, okay, or in between the box. If you get to observe, you notice that this one at this time was what? Here was what? In between the box. Okay, so when I took the trade, the spike was successful, going to the downside, going to revisit the previous foundation that was here. Okay, previous foundation that was here. Actually, it is meant to be like this. Wait, let me see. It's meant to be like this. Okay, and put it well. You want to make sure it covers the beginning of the candlestick of the foundation to the end of it. Okay, so if you observe, it's around here. Okay, that's it, and then that's it. So currently we're still running in good profits. As you can see, currently spike is still going to the downside because I'm taking advantage of all the foundations that is creating. Now you get to observe what happened again after all the fight around here. It kept on spiking to the downside, creating new foundations, created a new foundation around here, now went back to the upside. Okay, I was actually meant to take another trade within this box, but I wasn't online. But when I came in, I saw that I was still running in profit. I noticed the spike out of this box. Then I took advantage because I knew that this price would still want to come down to revisit this previous foundation, which you can see clearly price is within this foundation right now, and that's me in massive profits currently. Okay, so I'm just taking advantage of foundations of this market. Okay, so there's tendency that this price will have to keep spiking until it gets to the down part of this foundation, like in it. Now take note, this is I'm using a 15-minute time frame here. For the PC, I actually said that the 5-minute time frame is good on it because the screen is more bigger there. All right, if you use the 5-minute time frame on your phone right now, you might likely not see some certain things clearly. That's why I'm using the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so you can use the 15-minute time frame if you're using mobile, so that you can see these foundations properly well. Okay, so actually you need to bring out your box when you notice a pullback. Okay, when you notice a pullback going to the upside, then you bring out the box. Okay, so for now you don't need to bring out this box because you don't know where the spike will likely end. Another spike might likely take it down again for now, so you just leave that box there. So the first thing, these are the rules you need to follow. The first rule you need to follow is to look at who is in power in the market. You want to make sure that you have the bears in power before you know you want to sell and catch spikes. All right, or if it was the boom, you want to make sure the bulls are in power if you know you want to catch spikes. All right, and at the same time you can also take advantage of candlesticks. You can grab some candlesticks of the market, if it were to be that the bulls are in power right now in this crash market, you would have taken buys. Okay, so you always want to trade along with the trend. That's just very important. All right, you always want to do what? Trade along with the trend. Very, very important. So I hope you guys really understand how to use this strategy. I'm still going to make subsequent videos on it for proper understanding. That's what I told you guys, that whenever I create a new strategy, I'll keep creating subsequent videos on it till you understand it well. Then only then will I change the strategy. Okay, so I need you to leave questions on the comment sections. Whatever you know you don't understand clearly, leave your comments on the comment section, so that when I'm making the next video, I will know the punchlines I need to punch out on the next video for you guys for proper understanding. Okay, so for the meantime, remain your one and only forex skill coach, Team Legend. Keep winning, traders.